This year's trip was to have a slightly different flavour to it. We were going to meet up with Sue's nephew, Mark, and his wife, Monique, take them down through England to the Channel Tunnel, cross through to France, and then meet up with Sue's brother Philip and his wife, Liliana, in Chambéry. Then we'd travel over the Col de Madeleine and through France to Vallon-Pont-d'Arc and have a day's kayaking, and then motorcycle back through to Bardonecchia in northern Italy and have a couple of days there riding around and then make our way home. I don't know where Mark is.
You put the camera on, you know that?
Yes. Yeah, not caring about that. Where's Mark? Well, it would seem that Mark's battery had gone flat because he'd left his ignition on whilst he was waiting at the barrier, and then his engine wouldn't start. So, under the guidance of one of the Channel Tunnel staff, we turned round, went back to the barrier. Fortunately, Mark had got one of those little jump starters with him and was able to start the bike, and we were able then to get back on to the next ferry. I suspect his battery is on its last legs, so will need to be replaced. Susie, get ready to get on. Yeah. Can you get on at that angle?
First morning in Calais, actually cottage lodges hotels. It was okay. Had to change the front light bulb because that went yesterday, just coming off the ferry or just coming out of the tunnel. Bit of a pain, but still it's all done now. So it's about 9:15 and we're getting on the road, just checking we've got everything. That's it, here we go, start of the trip, day one.
Turn it on and off as you think. Don't ask, just do it. Ready? eh? Yeah, okay. I think it's one way, but I won't risk it. You're kidding me? No, it'll be fine. Yeah, fine. And so to our first night's accommodation at the Hotel Logis de la Europe in Langres. Jim. Mark, spotlights? So that was a quick coffee stop at somewhere in France. That's about as far as I know. We thought this was going to be a cafe or somewhere, but a boulangerie. And Sue went in and said, is there a cafe? And they said yes. Meaning, of course, yes, we can do you a coffee. Anyway, we had a really very, very, very nice black coffee with no sugar. And it was really good. It wasn't bitter at all. And Monique tells me that means that it was a quality coffee rather than the usual garbage. So we did well. So it's time to crack on. We're due in at 4:55 at Chambéry, and it is now, what time is it? It is 20 past 12, so we've got about another 4.5 hours to go. You stop there. And so now we roll into Chambéry and meet up with Sue's brother Philip and his wife Liliana. We meet up and find that Philip's had a puncture in his rear tyre, so that has to be repaired. But soon after that we go out for a meal together, ready for tomorrow, where we climb over the Col de Madeleine. climb up and over the Col de Madeleine is one of my personal favourites, but what struck us this year was just how much water there was in the waterfalls like this one here now. Quite incredible. I've never seen anything like that, and nor have I ever seen as much snow on the mountains as there was this time. But it was rather good that the road itself was clear of snow and we were able to enjoy the climb up to the top. And not long after Sue and I had arrived at the car park, Philip and Liliana, then Mark and Monique, rolled in shortly afterwards. I don't think you have.
No, I was going to say, I thought it was the one with they had a pole up that had a Mary on or something.
No, that's what I said yesterday.
That's Col de Saint-Péray.
Oh, Saint-Pierre.
Yeah, Saint-Pierre.
Oh.
Okay?
I am. You?
Enjoyed that.
Yeah.
It was lucky that car went off when it did.
It went off at the most appropriate time.
It did, and it was quite helpful up to that point. Is that alright like that?
I personally would take it with us. It's entirely up to you, but not many held it to here, look. And there may be a message in that, but, you know, if it falls off, it's entirely up to you. I don't know whether I should or not either, but I'm busy up there, that's for sure. I think I'll leave mine on the floor. Is that off? I take it is.
Yeah. Well, it's only these two extras, so.
be wondering why this bit of video is a bit bouncy and wobbly. I'm afraid the helmet cam wouldn't work at this point because it had got a full SD card and I hadn't fathomed out how to format it. So I'm afraid Sue had to use the little video camera, and I think she did an absolutely sterling job. And so we arrive at Vallon-Pont-d'Arc. This is the place where we shall have a day's canoeing. There is the Arc itself, and you can hire a canoe for about €35 per person. It's a great system. Once you've gone down the river for 24 or 30 kilometres, you're picked up in a minibus and brought back to the start. We think it's brilliant. Messy. You want to lift it down a bit further? Yeah. Yeah. You're welcome. What happened? You got beached on the top?
We got stuck on the second rock. Yeah.
Was it one of those situations where, shall we go left, shall we go right? Tell you what, we'll, oh, too late. How are you getting on, Monique? Did you like that, or was that a bit heart in the mouth? It was all right. I can't smell anything, so you can't have been that scared. Ah. Yeah. You deserve it. No, it's shit, mate. Yeah, it's amazing, the force of the water. No. Yeah, right. I can smell something and it isn't pizza. Second hand. Okay, yeah, paddle on the right. Yeah. Okay. Now, shout up which way you want me to go. Pedal. likewise. And so, having finished the trip down the river, we wait for our canoe and ourselves to be collected by the minibus. Canoes go on the trailer, we go in the minibus, not surprisingly, and we head off back to base, where we treat ourselves to an ice cream. And then that night, a quick wander into Vallon-Pont-d'Arc, ready for tomorrow's ride back to Bardonecchia. Sue and I did last year. It is the D94 from Nyons, although we affectionately call it Nylons, to Ceres, and it's a really lovely flowing road. There are some really fast, wide, open bends on it. This is a bit tighter here, but some of the sections are really very pleasant. Go quite quickly and see well, and you can really lean the bike in. Lovely. As I was saying.
Sue? Is that on?
Yeah,
Yeah, I've just turned it on.
thought I'd left it on.
No, it's all right. I just thought it'd be nice to see a little bit of. Well, these little shots here are usually more interesting than the open road. There is.
Mark wants to follow up. There will be the... Mark wants to follow up. Okay. So we'll be in the middle. Yeah, there's a jog in the road. What? There's a jog. Oh, in the road.
What's happening? They're swapping over?
Yeah, we're fine.
Yeah. Yeah. Nothing worse now. All good? It might be closed with snow. It might be closed because of snow. There's a lot of it. Going into the restaurant. No.
No.
Not that I can think of, no.
No, because we've always got up to the top.
Yeah. I might be wrong.
Sue and I decided to carry on over the top of the Galibier and drop down the other side to Valois. Cracking spot. And just goes to show how the climb can change. At the top of the Galibier was 15 degrees centigrade, and by the time we got down to Valois and went through Valois, it was 33. The road just after Valois had been diverted because of a landslide, and we had to go through some very narrow passes, which made the route actually more interesting. You can see here how the road has been diverted, and if you look just above the road now, you can see a lot of grey-brown dust where the landslide is still obviously slipping a little bit and creating all the mess. So we arrived back at Bardonnecchia for our final evening together before setting off the next day up the motorway. I didn't film any of it, to be honest. Motorway's boring to watch, but we got to Bizet that evening and spent the last night just the four of us together.
And this is the hotel that we stayed in last night. Lodges Hotel. Oh, I've forgotten what the actual name is. There you go. Bourguignon, if that's how you pronounce it, or Bourguignon. Very pleasant. It's a lovely little town actually, and nice stay. Bit wet at times yesterday when we first set off. It's dry at the moment this morning, which is good, and the forecast according to the BBC weather app is looking dry, so that's all good news. This is Friday morning. We said goodbye to Mark and Monique last night after we went out for a meal. We're at a place called, I don't know how it's pronounced, B-E-Z-E, Bizet or whatever, near to Dijon, and Sue and I are setting off now to head for Calais. Got the hotel booked at Calais tonight, Friday night, and then tomorrow morning at 9:20 we will catch the tunnel across to Folkestone. We're going to do about 4.5 hours this morning on the fastest route without using motorways, avoiding motorways. Then we'll get to Reims-ish and stop and change it to fastest route including motorways. That'll take about another 2.5 hours then to get to Calais. Right, here we go.
Just, there are 1 or 2 spots of road, but we'll risk it for now.
I'm going to risk it.
Yeah. Yeah. Going that way. And so that's it, another trip completed. Mark and Monique set off pretty much the same time that day and headed back to their home. Got back safe and sound. It was a good trip, and it was nice that all 6 of us could be together on 3 bikes. Thanks for watching.